tell, when I go to tournaments, I take at least 6 bowling balls. One of them isn't the one that the bowling alley provides, and you just go and have some fun. So what's the difference? Let's head up to the pro shop and find out why. So as you can tell, there's just a wide variety of bowling balls. Some that don't hook and some that hook a lot, and you have some that are in between. But why do you need that variety? Well, when you go to tournaments, you have different conditions that you need different bowling balls for because you bowl so many games. But what's the difference between all these bowling balls here? Let's find out. You guys have wondered what's on the inside of a bowling ball? I've just cut one open for you guys to see. Now, if you walk into a bowling alley and you don't have your own bowling ball or any equipment, you're going to be using a ball that looks something like this. Now, this has your cover stock and just a weight block in it. And no matter how hard you try, this ball just won't hook like the ball that I threw in the first video. It just won't hook like that, simply because it doesn't have something called the core in it. Now, the cover stock and the core are what make the ball hook. And with the core, you have different sizes, you have different shapes, and with this is a medium-sized core. You have some that are really big that take up a lot of space inside of the bowling ball, and you have others that are really small that don't really take up a lot. And those two sizes and shapes do two completely different things. And diving back into this is like driving in the snow with a car that just has slicks on it. So your tires are just going to be spinning. And this, with the cover and the core and everything, is a ball that will actually pick up and grab, and that's like having chains or really grippy tires driving in the snow. Okay, so going back into the core, you have this thing right up here that's called the pin. Now this is the top of the core. And if you look at this ball here, this is actually the same exact bowling ball, but just cut in half. And I'm not going to really go into what all these lines mean and what all the numbers mean and angles and measurements mean. But if you put these two bowling balls here, straight up and down, you are essentially looking at this ball like this, with the core straight up and down. And it's really important where you put your fingers and you put your thumb at in a bowling ball. Now right over here, I have two identical bowling balls. They're both the same bowling ball, but the pin placement is just different. And these two bowling balls are going to do two completely different things simply because of where the pin is. And this is called a pin down bowling ball, and this is called a pin up bowling ball. Simply because you have your fingers that are above the pin, and on this one you have the pin that's above the fingers. And these two bowling balls will do two different things. Now, going back to this, with all these lines and everything on it, this is how, and this is the process that the professionals would go through to drill a bowling ball. And this ball here, this ball is ready to be drilled. Alright, so just drilled this ball up. Now, let's see how it rolls. Alright, so we're back here at the bowling alley. And as you can tell, this is the ball that I've just drilled up. There's still some of the markings left from where I laid it out. Now, as you can tell just by the fit, it fits perfectly to my hand. The fingers fit, the thumb fit, everything fits just to my hand. Now, as we're moving over to this ball here, this is, if you just go to a bowling alley and you don't have your own bowling ball, this is what you'll find. Now, the fingers are ginormous compared to mine. I can fit them down to the second knuckle. And on this one, they only go down to the first knuckle. Now moving on to the thumb. The thumb is just a big circle. And on mine, I've actually drilled mine with a little bit of an oval because my thumb, gradually over time, as you bowl, your thumb becomes a little bit more oval. Now, as you can tell, right there's the pin. And on this one, there's no pin anywhere on this. None. There's no markings. All you have is just Murphy's brush strike and scratch. That's all you have on it. All right, so now let's get up and throw a shot just to show you that this ball, the one that I found on the rack, won't hook. As you can tell, just on that shot, that ball never hooked. And I put a little bit of hook on it, and it still went just dead straight. There was no hook, nothing at all. Now let's move over to the ball that I just drilled up and show you that that ball will actually hook. Now on that shot there, you can actually see the ball how it actually hooked rather than the ball that I found on the rack, which just went dead straight. That ball actually had some hook. And this ball that I just drilled up, this ball is definitely going to be in my bag.